Service Alliance community. How y'all doing today?
Good morning, everyone.
Really hard to not be jazzed up after that new intro, huh?
I love it. I love it. I love it. To be honest with you, I'm being selfish right now. Just thinking about how those guys are all at PSA.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
I love
Jerks.
hanging out and networking in real life. Did you call them jerks?
I did. Jerks. Oh, no, I lost the light.
There's just something about being face to face and connecting. It's so much different and better.
It is. It's way better.
Maybe that's why I'm grouchy this week.
Maybe.
Because I know there's a whole bunch of appliance guys getting together out there.
Maybe that's why I'm grouchy.
Are you grouchy too?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You're just coming alongside. I appreciate that.
I am a little grouchy. Good morning, EJ. And click the button so we know who you are. I don't know who you are. Good morning, Facebook user. No, I'm a little grouchy. It took 1,100 miles, but it finally happened. Wiped out on the bike.
Oh.
So call the wife up, bring a first aid kit, bring a car, meet me here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fine. I'm good. I'm not finishing this ride. Just come and get me.
Sure.
And so yeah, I banged up my knee a little bit.
And your face is okay. I don't see anything.
Yeah,
the beard was like a buffer protector.
Beard was a buffer, yeah. Helmet bounced my bean off the sidewalk. No, so I crossed the street and they didn't clean up the acorns at all in the crossing, and so it's like my Carson was making fun of me, but it's kind of almost like that, except I wasn't in the middle of the street. I come across, and as I get to the other side where all these acorns are, I just slow speed go.
Yeah.
Wipe out. So the next phone call is to this guy. Good morning, Rob. He goes, "You okay? All right, cool. Welcome to the club. How's the bike?"
Yeah. How's the bike? Now we know who he loves more.
He goes, "That's how it is in the bicycle riding community. You're okay? Okay, good. How's the bike?"
It makes sense. You got to move on. You got to get going the rest of the way. So
you do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh man. Did you were you busy? You busy yesterday? I'm sure. Mondays are always busy.
Me?
Yeah, you. Yeah. Busy day?
Yeah, I mean, if I said yes and told you things, then I'd be whining, which I told you on a text this morning. I don't want to whine today, but it was a pretty terrible Monday, but what it is.
Yeah, whine away, my friend. We all have them.
I think we put an engine in a van because you can't get these minivans anywhere new. Typically, you buy a couple new ones each year, rotate the fleet. So we put an engine in one, and then that engine failed 2 weeks ago again. So then the local garage says he's going to pay for it. I'm like, all right, it's like winning a scratch ticket lottery, right? Then I found out yesterday that he wasn't. He can't find an engine. So just, so I'm like, great. And then we lose a transmission in a Ford that, had just barely 100,000 miles on it. So now I'm 2 vans short. Somebody's driving a Cadillac Escalade. I know that's a standard vehicle for some guys in our Appliance Alliance community, but it is definitely a weird one for me.
Yeah.
It's just all those. It's just stuff like that. You want everyone to be on board emotionally and envision wise, and sometimes that's not happening. So, yeah.
It's hard when those hits keep coming, but we all experience it, right? Like we all go through that. And it's kind of the topic that we're bringing today. When you feel stuck, right? You asked me a question about all the things that I got going on, and we'll get into it more. But one of the brothers who joined in the coaching, we're going through the coaching stuff, and so I'm going over everything with him, and he goes, "Man, you're doing the right thing." He goes, "I get why you're doing what you're doing." And it was reinforcement for me. Yeah. okay, well, at least someone gets it.
Right. Yeah, your schedule, your to-do list, your bank account, they're not
Yeah.
necessarily reflecting
Right.
success yet, but
Right.
the affirmation that you heard from a client who switched to you, that means the world. That inspires and fuels you. Right.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, and talking about being stuck, I get to do something that I really love to do this weekend. And again, knowing that I went the right direction affords me the freedom to do this. I get to do some live sound production, which like that just lights me up. Good friends of mine own a production company, and there's a big festival going on. They got 3 stages and not enough
Nice.
people to work it.
Yeah,
So I'll be running front of house for some 3-day festival. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. You couldn't even stop smiling if you wanted to when you think about it, right?
No, not at all. It's gonna be awesome. Like it's gonna be long days, right? Like I'll be leaving my house 10 in the morning and I'll be getting home like midnight, but
yeah,
it's so worth it.
Yep. I can appreciate that, so that's great. I can probably relate to that more than you riding a bike for 1,100 miles. Like whatever purpose in life that is for. Yeah. Sorry, Rob. Don't. Rob's going to say something.
He's just going to sign you up for another 5K.
Yeah. Guys, Rob makes a joke about signing me up for some local 5K run, right? And then I see my email Google Calendar fling up one. I'm like, oh, that's cute how Rob did that. That's hilarious. I'm pretty sure the guy signed me up for real. Like I didn't even know how funny Rob was until I actually looked at the invitation, And when
he really did sign you up for real. He goes, he runs it, and if he doesn't, it was a good charity.
Yeah. All my Facebook friends are saying good luck, congratulations. I'm like, what the heck? No, I'm just kidding. That's funny stuff, man. I'm looking forward to meeting Rob at the next face-to-face, wherever that is. So.
Yeah, I can't wait. It sounds like he's going to be at ASTI, and I'm making ASTI. These guys are, these guys are just rubbing it in, right? Like, wish you guys were here.
Well, I'm this is my first year on the board of United Appliance Services Association, so I'm getting to see the behind-the-scenes stuff. And we meet once a month as a main board, and then we have subcommittees. And well, first off, I just want to say it's impressive, these people on the board. They're all running businesses, well, just like you guys are. Mm-hmm. And you're doing this thing on the side, and just the wisdom and knowledge and just the carefulness about making good decisions is just impressive. That's truly iron sharpens iron. Renee, the president, every time we meet, I'm just, amazed by her leadership. So then usually I get off with my insecurities and go, why do I use 72 extra words in every conversation necessary when I can be so succinct like Renee, and she has the cool Southern accent as well. And I don't mean not to mention other people on the board, but there's some pretty amazing people on there. And so I guess the point is, 52 extra words in that comment. According to the board and Sarah, who's the admin, and Maggie, it's going to be all ASTI planning, like starting in the next few weeks. It takes that many months to put off this gigantic, event. So it's amazing. So I'll probably be tired of talking about ASTI by the time we get to it, but then I'll get to see all you guys and be excited. So,
well, I mean, so like, think about this. Like we just built servicealliancegroup.com. Like, and people were hearing, oh yeah, it's coming. It's We're doing this. And you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You guys are full of crap. Meanwhile, it literally took that long, right? And then you see the finished product, and it's like, oh, that's why it took that long.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not done yet. Wow.
That's right. Yeah. No, great website too. It's amazing. Yep. Hard work paying off behind the scenes, and you just kind of got to wait for it to happen. So looking forward to working hard. Morning, Jenny.
Morning, Jenny. Oh, that book's going to be hard to. Man, those last chapters, dude, were rough. Rough.
I got it down. I can't wait to see Ginny and see if she can fill in the pronouns with God and Jesus and see how she does.
I finished it, but we're reading the 4 agreements as a book group, and like literally, like there's 2 chapters at the very end that aren't even agreements anymore. And as I'm reading them, I'm like, what? Like, why did you even write these Like, you must have had. With the publisher, you have to have X amount of words because I'm reading these 2 chapters going, they're pointless. Like, literally, why do we even have these? They're so pointless. Anyway.
Yeah, this would be a boring conversation here, but I do think, Zach, that sometimes people's agenda, and this is probably my problem, so maybe I can relate to this in my leadership at Action or at home with the family. I like to try to include everyone. I want to make sure that everything that happens is relatable to every single person and that they're inspired to the same level. And so this author is attempting to add every religion, every mindset, everything with every cliche. And what it does is it dumbs it down. It makes it less impressive and impactful.
I would honestly respect him more if he came from the perspective of so the best that I can tell his religion is he's Hindu. Yeah, the best that I can tell. I would respect it more and be able to read it more if I read it as a book from the Hindu perspective, right? Sure. Like because like Jenny said, the writing style is so painful. So anyway, we digress. That's a whole
no, but I don't know. I hope you don't mind, but I think, Zach, anyone else, the next book we do, anyone that's interested, I know that a group can get too big, but anybody that's that forgot that we're doing it, I'm blessed by hanging out with people, and I need the encouragement and inspiration to keep reading. So 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Hardcover. That's super committed right there.
Listen, nice. I have the Audible too. If I'm trying to teach something, I will sometimes buy it in all 3 versions. So I'll have the Kindle, I'll have the Audible, and I'll have the hardcover because like I just sometimes you need the tactile to highlight and sometimes anyway. Rob, looking forward to reading that. So as goofy as the guy is, he is a learner. He is definitely a learner indeed. So we're like 15 minutes in. You want to pray us in, brother?
Sure. Lord God, we thank you for the gift of friendship and fellowship. We thank you that you wonderfully made us and you designed us to be together one another. And so we lift up the PSA convention because we're here every day to lift up the appliance industry. And we just pray that confidence and knowledge and wisdom and discernment and patience and grace and hopefulness is in all those who committed to going and participating. Lift up the teachers and the leaders. And I just pray that you give them the words to say. Pray for the time of fellowship. And we do this same here in this community as well. And I'm grateful for my time on the board of USA. And I'm just thankful of how you work in all of us. And so today, Lord, we just pray and lift up our relationships to our customers, family, friends, enemies, and all around. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Man almighty.
Yeah.
I mean, about that. It really could be. It's hard to tell with how he wrote the book, the way he's going, but it's kind of like someone took the kitchen sink and the toilet and the junk drawer,
some Native American
and the storage cabinet, and just like threw it all into a book and went, this is the book. What?
Whatever religion has a wooden flute, because on the Audible version, between chapters, there's a little flute solo. Like, so yeah, but I don't mock the book because here in my office is this thing that I live by. I feel like it is profound and effective in my life. So I'm grateful.
I think some of the principles in it are excellent, and I think that reigns true with anything. You need to eat the meat and spit out the bone, right? And so, like, if you eat the meat of the book and spit out the bone, you'll be fine. You get the core of it. You New Englanders,
hold on, let me write that one down.
Your meat and potatoes, right?
Spit out the bone. I've never heard that in my life. I'm 52 years old. Eat the meat
hear it
and
all
spit
the
out
time.
The bone?
Like, I don't what.
Wait, you're from Chicago Mafia land. All right, that makes sense. Okay.
Listen, this came from a bunch of East Coast leaders. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Weirdos.
Well, anyway, thank you.
Yeah, so the Bible verses today. Doug is feeling stuck is what I titled this. And we all get that way sometimes. And so Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. Do not cling to the events of the past or dwell on what happened long ago. Watch for a new thing I am going to do. It is happening already. You can see it now. I'll make a road through the wilderness and give you streams of water there. Don't cling to the events of the past. Whew! How many times do we do that and just keep living the same junk over and over again? Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. So then, let us rid ourselves of everything that gets in the way and the sin which holds us so tightly. Let us run with determination the race that lies before us. Let us keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, whom our faith depends from beginning to end. How often do we look backwards, right? Like, so that talks about running the race, and not Doug's 5K that he's not running, but running the race in life from beginning to end, right? God's already run it from end to beginning. He ran it backwards, so he knows what's going to happen. Now we're running it the other direction. And how often do we keep trying to look in the rearview mirror, right?
Yeah.
And if you go back to that first verse, Isaiah 43, 18 and 19, don't dwell or cling to the events of the past. How often do we keep trying to live the old life? I want to do this new thing. I want to live this new life. And then we turn around and do the same crap again and again and again. And then we wonder why we're stuck, right? So it happens. We cut the way our minds work. Like you like to tease me, I'm the mindset coach. So the way that our minds work, we cut these grooves in our minds, and those grooves become our habits. They become our personality eventually, right? Yeah. And if we're feeling stuck, it's because, like, let's I've used this illustration before, and I stole it from Craig Rochelle, but think about in the early days of cars, right? Like Model T and earlier, right? You had these huge wheels. Why? Because they were so skinny and the roads were not paved. They were mud. And so these wheels would cut massive grooves. And if you needed to go a new way, it was a lot of work to try and get out of those ruts in the roads. And your mind is the exact same way. So if you're feeling stuck, what habit, what things are you doing daily that have caused you to get stuck in that?
Yeah. Yep.
And give yourself some grace. It's going to take some time to change. It really is. It's going to take some time, but you have to make a decision to change too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And stuck is an interesting term. I think I'm at the point of not thinking about it anymore, and I'm inspired where to go. But I'm having a hard time getting my fat ass tire out of the groove, and it's the hump over, That totally makes a lot of sense. It is really all about mindset with everything. Isn't that crazy? You can wake up one day and feel like you're on the top of the world and that anything's possible, and the next day you're just questioning everything. Yeah, and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. Just in your mind.
It's a powerful thing. Our mind is such a powerful thing. And that's why that was one of the things this other brother when we were talking the other day. He's like, well, uh, this comes up, and then I do this, and then this, and I'm like, stop. Listen to the words that you just used. You already set yourself up for failure. And he goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, you said this happens and I fail like this. You already set yourself up for failure instead of saying, okay, I know that I'm prone to doing this, but I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you're waiting for that event to happen because you know that it's going down that road which you've predetermined. Makes a lot of sense.
And once you've created that in your mind, that is, it's the groove. It's cut. It's really hard to get out of that hump. And so you have to. That's why when they say, like, don't look at what's behind, don't look in the rear view mirror, right? If you're trying to get out of that groove, you got to look ahead. You got to know where you're going. And I froze. That is a fun freezy face. Good night, almighty.
You get to experience that one, huh?
So if you're trying to get out of that groove, right, you got to look ahead so that you can know which way you're going to go to get out of that. And the language that you use in your mind and speak out loud are so critical when you're feeling stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense a lot, Zach. It's, I notice is that I think you and I on these morning grinds, you all can be honest and just throw in the comments. Do you get tired of us just talking about mindset and attitude? Because it does seem where you and I gravitate towards, and then I listen to TK and EJ and Mike, and they're all throwing the appliance stuff out there. And I do it every day, but this is what kind of spins my wheels. It's where I go most of the time. So
that's why we're a team, right? Like that's why there's 5 different, morning grinds, right? Like it's not the same thing.
I mean, only 4 people watch when we're on, but that's okay because it's cathartic for us, or for me at least. Yesterday I was on the phone with Corrine from New Orleans, and she's on the board, and we had this subcommittee phone call, and I just started asking a few questions, and literally just 5 minutes, 10 minutes of sidebar questions because she's bigger than us. I was encouraged immensely to realize it's going to be all right. That I just need to redirect and keep going. So it's what floats my boat, man.
You don't get
the ladies. You don't get the ladies with this kind of conversation. I'm just throwing that out there. When I was younger, I tried. It didn't work. So
yeah, well,
it was the muscles.
Some of us are gonna go the long run because we're working on our mindsets.
There you go. Yeah. That's how we justify us geeky dudes. Yeah. I mean,
you didn't know you guys were in for a comedy show, did you, this morning?
No. Yeah, there's no content here today. We're just, But Zach, do you recognize when you're in a rut? Are there things, little red flags that you see pop up in your life or around you, or the way things look?
When I start repeating the same negative phrases over and over again, I know I'm stuck in a habit loop. Right. Like I know I'm stuck in a negative habit loop. And then it's time for, as I've said before, change of pace or change of place. Right.
Yeah.
But one of those two things. Right. And it can be as simple as like just stepping outside of your normal routine and doing a book club or listening to a different podcast I literally don't know I need a new cable. I just need to buy the new stupid cable. Anyway, different podcast or a different book or a different, go to a different restaurant, right? Like something change what you're doing. Right, like
I feel like I can relate to that, Zach. But I wonder if other people do things differently. Like if there's other triggers or things that they notice, and I don't know. You guys got anything out there? What do you do to change up pace to shake off the mindset?
look, we have a
Hey,
fan.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Glad you enjoy it, brother.
When I get to see at the ASCII, watch us just not like each other once we meet each other, Gasper. That'll be hilarious. I already know I won't get like Rob, but
listen, Gasper, you can't not like him. And
you can't not like him. Oh,
yeah, good. I mean, like you can't not like him. Just wait till you meet Doug. He's like a flipping giant. I'm like, like it's gonna be Doug, and then it's like, oh, it's Doug.
It's an Appliance Alliance myth. And I'm starting to hunch, so don't worry, it'll be fine.
No, but that's, I mean, so like the red flags are the repeated, like I'll start beating myself up, I'll start getting negative with myself or something like that, and then I know I'm stuck in that bad habit loop, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, now there have been times in my life where I haven't been good at getting out of that rut. Like I let myself continue down that trail, and I'm sure you've been down that trail too. And it's not a pleasant one. It just becomes self-defeating and very destructive. Yeah. You need to remember, when you get out of the rut, you have to go far enough away or you'll fall back in 100%. Getting slightly out, you will fall back into that same rut. 100%.
That might be my life, Josh. Thank you for just putting it all out in 3 sentences or 2 sentences. That's impressive. But yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why I read so many dang books. I just keep trying to get further and further away from the rut that I was in, right? Like,
yeah.
And when people start to avoid you, then okay. Maybe I'm in a funk. Maybe I need to, change something.
Yeah.
Yeah, lows are okay, right? Lows are okay. Listen, every day is not sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Like I completely, I have days that are just like, I don't even want to, but.
Well, the thing, like, so last week, I literally didn't do anything on any to-do list. It was mostly come to work, make sure, I can help where help is needed, which is nearly a full-time job, but you have to manage yourself well to stay focused on the big picture stuff. But I was like midway through the week, I was going, this is terrible. But then I told myself, I need this. So now we're into Tuesday. And yesterday I got bombarded with like 5 major things, with between vans and employees and stuff. So it's whatever. We'll snap out. We'll snap through it. I won't come on and whine next week, I promise.
If you do, we'll still love you, Doug.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No, but that's it. You have to recognize. I mean, really, like you have to recognize what's going on. And the next piece of that is being okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
Like you have to be okay, realize, okay, you know what? I'm not okay today. And that's okay.
Yeah. Because you don't want to compound this terribleness with guilt and.
Because if you do, it goes in a really bad direction.
Yeah. Yep.
So if it's not a good day, if you're feeling stuck, it's okay.
Right.
Just be okay with not being okay.
Yeah. Well, we just spent $30,000 on a new parking lot, and it was just paved on Friday, and then the whole weekend it cured. So after this meeting, I'm going to go and lay down in the middle of this brand new black laptop on the pavement. I'm just going to lay on it and just take in the new driveway, $30,000. But yeah.
Yes, I've said that a couple of times. I am not doing service. Correct. Shut it down.
In the industry, you're still in the industry though.
I am.
Because you're part of Service Alliance.
Heavily in the industry. And within my role, I mean, so the things that I'm good at are the things that I'm doing now. So, and that's, so like when you were asking me about the flooring earlier, it's temporary, right? Yeah, mostly. Yeah. So here's the fun of the flooring. because yeah, I'm doing some installs and just kind of helping him out while he's working to get an installer. But like on the sales side of things and the business side of things, I get to take some of the principles that we teach here in the Alliance and apply them to a different service industry.
Yeah.
And see what the fruits are. And it's like, ooh, okay, that really does work for any industry. Ooh, that's something that might need a little bit of a tweak there. So it's really fun to be able to take the things that we teach, take the things that I'm good at. Like I enjoy the marketing thing. I'm not the best, right? Like there's people that are better at the TikTok thing, and there's people that are better at the reels, and there's people, but I get to like experiment and test those things and try those things in what I'm doing for Service Alliance as well as what I'm doing for my buddy's flooring company. So it's a lot of fun for me to be able to have the capacity to do that. I didn't have that capacity running a service business day in and day out.
Well, I know there's some universal marketing things across the board that works, but it is fun to see if there's something unique to our industry that would just be completely foreign and very powerful to, say, the flooring business. You just don't know. It's a fun time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and so I'm calling some of you guys out. Y'all have the same stupid Facebook ads, by the way. Like, you're killing me. Be creative. Come on now. No, but really, like when I there is a good majority of pages out there that are appliance related, plumbing related, HVAC related, and I just see the same patterns over and over and over and over and over again. I want to take something that I do in flooring and bring it to an appliance guy and see what happens there. And then I want to take something that appliance guy does and take it to flooring, just to see like if we break the pattern there, right? Talking about breaking out of a rut.
Right.
What would happen? Like, would customers respond better? Yeah, there are certain things that are universal, but when everything that we do as an industry sounds like noise, right? Like every HVAC guy is like, oh my God, R22 is going away. You need a new system because it's illegal. And shut up. Like, just shut up. No. Stop the fear thing, right? Like, and it's not all of them, but there is a good majority. Like when you scroll through the pages, we get stuck in the same loops in appliance. Oh my God. If you, and now some of it is necessary. So just take this for what it is. If you self-clean right now, you're never going to get a control board and we're going to be so busy. I did it. I'm guilty. Listen, I know, but change your approach. Just tweak it somehow. I don't know how. Make it positive. Find some positive.
All the expressed views of Zach Kreider is only of Zach Kreider and not of Doug. Keep that in mind, please. Thank you.
But I'm a pattern guy, and I see the patterns, and I'm like, no wonder people because it becomes noise. I guess that's the point. It just becomes so like you have the HVAC guys all saying the same thing. You have the appliance guys all saying the same thing. You have plumbers all saying the same thing, right? Like it's all the same noise, and it's just noise in the marketplace. If you can stand out and be just a little bit different in your voice, like you don't. I'm not saying like you're an appliance guy and all of a sudden you
don't want to be catchy or flashy,
cliche.
It's gotta, you want to be authentic and find out what drives your heart and make that the special thing in your business. Absolutely. I love that.
Right.
Great advice.
Yeah. So just a little tweak to step out of the noise. So these are the things that, while being in the industry and not in the industry at the same time, like I straddle that fence. It's been a lot of fun to kind of like see. Theory without practice is empty. Practice without theory is blind. 100%.
Hold on. Theory without practice is empty. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Theory is blind. Wow. All right. Again, my whole life stated in a sentence with a semicolon. That's amazing. Hey, something appliance related that speaking of fear, right? There's a lot of conversation about these 4-cylinder minivans coming out of production and all the different manufacturers moving away, which, I talked to my Dodge dealer and he said that he's not heard anything, but he was also not one of those geeky Dodge guys that knows everything. But when you start to see these stories of these minivans going away in different news articles, it's a reality possibly. So with that in mind,
Ford, it's definite. They said they are 100% not continuing their small line. Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the reality is what are some potential vehicles that are reasonable that you can throw even 300 or 400, 200 to 400 parts in a, like what do we imagine the next service vehicle being, right? Yeah, Glenn Donnelly with a Tesla.
Well, so like in my area, Amazon has been using the electric transits.
The full size.
Yeah, the full size electric transits.
Yep.
And I imagine that the smaller ones are going to be, kind of comparable. I mean, what are you worried about? You got like 5 square miles that you cover. So like, no, but I think in a lot of areas, the electric's going to be fine. Listen.
You have to be able to trust your employees to properly utilize these vehicles, and so I'm looking for durability and gas mileage. So I worry about the electric or the hybrids.
Well, so that's a reality. Like that's what's that's going to be a struggle for a lot of service companies, because you're going to have your guys taking these vehicles home 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
And they're going to have to charge them on their electric. Like, so how is that supposed to work out? Right. So like, that's the thing that I'm not. Amazon, you just drive, these guys just drive it like they stole it back to the warehouse and plug it in. Right. Service industry is going to be a little bit different. And again, hear me out. Like, I think there is a practical application, but I do think that like we're heading almost the wrong direction with some of the renewables. That's a whole nother discussion. I'm convinced that individual solar and individual wind power is going to be better than trying to do that on a mass scale, but no one really agrees with me on that. But I think that's going to be the way to go.
You're up against politics and lobbying. So that's
100%. Yeah. Then you got to supplement somehow.
And I don't like to be a trendsetter, so we're probably not going to go electric. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's something that could be reasonable in the snow, and all-wheel drive, maybe 4-cylinder, something SUV or Kia Soul. Anyone driving a Kia Soul out there? How many parts can you fit in that? What is that offensive to the technicians?
I just think of the hamsters.
Oh yeah. That could be our next TV commercial. The
Doug in a hamster costume.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All
right. Well, anyway,
I would pay to see that.
Throw it on Appliance Alliance. Tell me what's your plans? What are you guys using? And you know what's great? I think I love this. Oh, I saw this post on Appliance Alliance. Somebody took a picture of a dryer 4-wire cord being installed. And they said, does this look right? Now, that's normally a very sarcastic, usually meant to be disrespectful question about mocking.
He's a newer guy.
He was a newer guy, right, asking it. And so I initially was going to say, no, that looks great. Do you have any concerns? And I'm like, oh, no, this is how I get drawn into some sort of dark sarcasm that I didn't see because I'm getting old and irrelevant. But I started looking through the comments. And
I had to delete a comment, by the way.
Okay, that's wonderful that there was only one, because I was just so proud of the community and the support and the encouragement and the real feedback. That was impressive. So shout out to Appliance Alliance people in this community. Thank you for caring for a person like that. And there was no stupid questions.
There was a little cat fighting back and forth in one of the sub comments, but even that stayed fairly civil. It didn't resort to name calling. It was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I know more than you. No, I know more than you.
But how foreign that is. Like on many other pages or in life, in a room, in a training session, somebody saying something like that, that would have been low hanging fruit to, just insult and bash. And just, I'm proud of this family. This family is pretty impressive. So,
well, I was talking with one of our brothers about it, and he tends to be on the Pro Talk page, and he's coming back more towards the Alliance, and it's a good place whether you're new, whether you're experienced, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a technician. We kind of have that mix and match and good balance, and so that was really good to see. From what I understand of that particular technician, he's kind of an area like me where he doesn't see a ton of electric. He is a newer technician, but he doesn't see like a ton of electric in that area. He's more of a gas area. Like I would genuinely ask that question in my area had I not done this for 10 years, because like, I mean, we would see electric maybe every other year. Like it wasn't
because it's mostly gas.
Yeah, like we're gas land. Like we hardly
not a ton of 220.
See electric. Yeah, it's rare here.
Well, I started at 18 and learned some electricity in technical high school, but in my first 2 years or so, I wasn't great at it, and at appliance repair or electrical. And of course, that reputation followed me working for a company that had 25 techs. So for me to ask any of one of them for help of understanding it, I felt like, I'm already shamed to start with. So I had to slowly learn my way and understand it in the closet in a way, because I didn't feel connected and supported well enough to say, help me understand how to read power from a dryer motor.
That's that's an entirely good topic for Tuesday. How do you create a culture within your company where it's okay to not know? Or how do you create it within your organization?
It's a beautiful place to ask questions. Yeah.
That's something that we've really tried to be conscious of in the Alliance. Like that was the question I was asked by this brother. He's like, so like, I thought it was, all newbies or whatever. Like, no, like we really try and like span the board. And I'm like, yeah, I had to delete this comment and I had to ban this person and I had to do that. And he's like, oh, you actually do like police that? I'm like, yeah, me and TK are like pretty well on it. And our moderation team, they catch things that we don't catch. Like, yeah, like we're pretty conscious of that, like, because there's a specific culture that we're going for. We want you guys to help each other as a community, right? And so,
and I think they all do, Zach. All the others that you mentioned, Appliance Hub, same thing. They just have their own take on it, and it's okay. Appliance Hub is great. Entertainment.
Well, if you want to go and have a good laugh, go over to Appliance Hub. We love those.
Now, I try never to comment on the hub because usually I am missing the dark humor. Yeah, and then I'm part of the fun, which is fine too. I like that. I did see something in an X-ray once. There. Like 4 days later, I found out what the X-ray was all about, but very embarrassing. My wife saw it right away, which. Anyway, I won't go into it. But
yeah, you'll get smoked over there. By the way, Dylan Connor is missing. I have no idea where Dylan went. Huh. Like he's just gone from Facebook.
He might have needed a break.
I mean, maybe. Or he's a little racy with some of his
he got blocked.
He got blocked. Yeah. It's really hard to say. So I'm messaging David Oliva. I'm like, bro, where the heck did Dylan go? He goes, wait, Dylan's missing? He goes, I don't know. I talked to him on the phone. Like, we don't interact on Facebook. I was dying.
You want to know something? And this is a total rabbit trail, but whatever. On the Appliance Hub, there have been 3 times that I've made a comment, right? And one time I got, like, for some people, this is normal, a Facebook warning that this is inappropriate, or it wouldn't let me post what I wanted to say. And so there was something vulgar in the post, and I used the word Disneyland in my comment. and it wouldn't let me post it. And I was like, seriously? So I switched it from Disneyland to amusement park, and it would post. So I knew I was in this new frontier land where there's a lot of people watching what you
Don't
say.
post
Right?
Frontierland. That might get you flagged too.
Right. And then I tried to do a screenshot of Facebook saying I can't post it, and Facebook wouldn't let me post the screenshot. And I'm going, I'm so naive. I'm sure those guys who get themselves slapped and kicked out for a little while. Isn't that what happens? I hear
Facebook jail. Yeah.
Facebook jail. Yeah. So that's where you think Dylan might be.
Yeah, he might actually be. He might actually be in.
All right. Well, let's pray
it's
for that.
Dylan.
Yeah.
It's a high likelihood that he's been placed in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
Mike and I work very hard to make sure that if something is missing, you get it as quickly as we possibly can. We do say 24 hours, 24, 48 hours, because listen, on a weekend when I'm with my family, you're just going to have to get over yourself. I'm not rushing to get you a mail on the weekend, but any other time we do really try and respond pretty quickly. So
good.
Yeah. That's it. I got nothing else.
You buy them like on a blacklist market when you don't have them? Never mind.
Friends.
You say to you.
I have friends. I have friends.
Forget it. I don't want this thing to fall apart and be my fault for asking a dumb question.
Forget about it.
I said it.
Forget about it.
All right. Well, you guys all have a great day today. Thanks for
your
encouragement.
We actually have a new connection that Mike made, and we have some really cool stuff coming. There's things that happen in the background that we can't really share, but
This cryptic stuff is just
there's fun stuff. It's good stuff. You'll just have to sign up and you'll notice. How dare I not work on the weekend, right? What are you guys doing working on the weekend? Seriously, tell your customers that the dishwasher will be fine until Monday. I promise.
Wow. You don't know Connecticut, people.
Oh, hey, didn't I ever tell you that story about Crazy Grandma, my CSR that literally told, oh my goodness, that was great. This lady calls up. She was a warranty customer from our favorite warranty company that James Stolbear and I just love. And what am I supposed to do without a dishwasher for the weekend? And Crazy Grandma, she says, see that, big silver thing next to it, and like that rag that hangs over the top, and that soap, that's what you do with it. She hung up the phone.
I don't think you should make that a chapter in any book that you write, Zach.
Oh, that was a great story. I'm like, what? Wait, that was before I took over. It was hilarious. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
If it feels good to say, it's probably the wrong thing to say in that moment, but I love that.
Entitlement, man. Entitlement. She didn't tolerate any nonsense. She was old school though. So, anyway, I gotta go install a floor.
For those who are at PSA, have a great week.
And enjoy, guys.
See you guys. Talk to
you
guys
enjoy,
later.
guys. And I don't know. TK and Mike should be live tomorrow with TK. And then I'm back Thursday with Travis. So y'all have a good week. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks, guys.